What's the biggest plot twist of your life? I thought my dad died in a car crash when I was 3. Mom never talked about him much, just said he loved me and left it at that. We moved towns twice when I was growing up. Mom always said it was for fresh starts. I never questioned it because she worked her butt off as a waitress and never complained about anything. When I turned 18, Mom handed me this small wooden box with a lock on it. "Open this when you're ready," she said. I wasn't ready for 2 whole years. The box just sat on my dresser collecting dust. During my sophomore year of college, I was cleaning my dorm room and found it again. I finally got curious enough to break the lock with a paperclip. Inside were letters, like dozens of them, all addressed to me in handwriting I didn't recognize. The return address was from some town called Millfield, about 2 hours from where we lived. None of the letters had been opened. They were all from my dad, every single birthday from when I was 4 until I turned 18. The earliest ones had little stick figure drawings on the envelopes. The recent ones just had my name written really carefully. I couldn't breathe. My hands were shaking as I opened the first one. It was from my 4th birthday. He wrote about wishing he could take me to get ice cream and how he hoped I liked the toy truck he'd tried to send. There was no toy truck. Mom never gave me any of this stuff. The letters got longer as I got older. He wrote about hoping I was doing good in school, wondering if I still liked dinosaurs, asking if I'd learned to ride a bike yet. In the one from my 16th birthday, he wrote about how he bet I was learning to drive and how he wished he could teach me. Every letter ended the same way. "I love you more than all the stars. Your dad." I drove to Millfield the next weekend. My heart was pounding the entire 2-hour drive. I had this crazy idea that maybe he was just hiding out there, like in witness protection or something. But when I got to the address, it wasn't a house. It was Pine Valley Retirement Home. I walked in and asked the lady at the front desk if someone with my dad's name lived there. She smiled and said, "Oh yes, Jake's in room 215. Such a sweet man. Are you family?" I said I was his daughter. She looked confused for a second, then said, "He never mentioned having a daughter visit." Room 215 was down this long hallway that smelled like disinfectant and soup. I knocked on the door and heard someone say, "Come in." When I opened it, I was staring at myself, but like the male version. Same brown eyes, same crooked smile, same way of tilting his head when he was thinking. He dropped the book he was reading. "Lena?" he whispered. That's when I started crying. He knew my name. He knew what I looked like even though I was grown up. He had pictures of me from when I was little taped to his wall, pictures I didn't even remember being taken. He told me everything. When I was 3, my mom had accused him of pushing her during an argument. She called the cops and said he threatened to hurt both of us. He got arrested. The case went to court and Mom testified that she was scared of him, that he had anger problems. He spent 10 years in prison for domestic violence. By the time the charges got dropped because Mom finally admitted she lied, I was 13 and we'd moved away. He tried to find us, but Mom had changed our last name. All he had was our old address, so he sent letters there hoping they'd get forwarded. For 15 years, he sent letters to a house we didn't live in anymore. Some mailman probably threw them all away except for the ones that somehow made it back to him, and then to us. When he got out of prison, he couldn't find work anywhere. Having a domestic violence record made everything impossible. He ended up in the retirement home because it was the only place that would take him with his record and give him a room he could afford. The worst part was finding out Mom knew. She knew he was alive. She knew he'd been trying to contact me. When I confronted her, she broke down crying and said she was protecting me. She said she was scared he'd try to take me away or hurt me. But the man I met wasn't scary. He was just broken. He showed me a whole scrapbook of newspaper clippings from my high school graduation, my college acceptance, anything he could find about me online. He'd been watching my life from a distance for years. I couldn't forgive Mom right away. We didn't talk for 3 months, but I also couldn't abandon her. She'd sacrificed everything to raise me alone, working double shifts and never dating anyone seriously because she said I was enough.